Good morning from Bali, everyone. It's Eva Menon from hearthealthbrainhealth.com, encouraging healthy grieving and mindful actions. Today, I thought I would share a quote about oneness. And of course, you know that this is a thought or a perspective that's been on my mind for quite some time. And I hope that you're reflecting on these ideas too, because it really does bring people together. And whether that's families or friends or companies or the world, it all stems from the same thought patterns or reflection time. So here is another reflection time for you. It is about identity. And today I thought I'd start with this quotation from Eckhart Tolle. This first quotation says, "A group needs enemies because without enemies, its identity cannot continue to be defined." A group needs enemies because without enemies, its identity cannot continue to be defined. Now, what does this mean? If I am looking at myself as a person and I have enemies, I compete with those enemies, right? So that person wants my job. So because they took my job, even they got hired instead of me, that's my enemy, is how I start thinking. Now my identity is defined. We go a little bit bigger and we think about families. This is my family. That family did something not nice to my family. And because I have that enemy, it defines my family. My family was the one that was hurt by that family. It identifies itself as this family. We can think about this in terms of nations. This is my country, that's that country that did this to my country, and so that country is my enemy. It again defines myself by creating this distinction. And this is really the opposite of oneness, right? When we are looking at oneness, if you can understand that nothing is other than us, the world is us. Someone outside of our family is still us. Someone outside of my team, my company, my professional organization is still part of us. So in the deepest sense, it's the same. And here in Bali, there's a term called sama-sama, which means same. And I believe that without knowing that term before, I'm so happy with learning it because it is what I feel about people in the world, about humanity, and about human consciousness, and about this oneness experience that is experienced by all if we look within and work from that space of connectedness. So the next quotation I came across is by, let's see what his name is. You know, it's too hard to read his name, so I will find the name properly, but I will read the quotation because that's very clear to read here. It says, "How do you identify with someone who needs encouragement? That person is breathing." How do you identify someone who needs encouragement? More clearly said, how do you identify someone who needs encouragement? That person is breathing. And this is the thing that totally takes us away from me and you. It is we. That person is breathing. Just the mere existence of another person, we can know that that person needs the same that we need. We need encouragement. That person needs encouragement. Just the mere existence of a person helps us understand that that person is the same as ourselves. And this is interesting because a lot of people wait until they actually see someone in pain, someone in dire need, someone in distress, someone who is part of the family, someone who is part of my organization, someone who is part of my association, someone who is identified with me to encourage. And so today I would love for you to sit for 5 minutes and reflect on this idea of oneness and encouragement and focus on, do you encourage people that you think are outside of you because they're not outside of you, and that encouragement doesn't need any necessity, any difficulty, any unease to allow for the best of your encouragement to come through. And of course, when we are using this idea of encouragement, it encourages us too, and we do bring out our best compassion for the world around us. And then I thought today, again, I hope that you will do 5 minutes of reflection on this encouragement idea. Maybe you'll find someone that is around you that you don't normally speak to, or perhaps a certain direction you don't normally look, and look in that direction, speak to that person with encouraging thoughts, words, and actions. And this is a beautiful space to work from. Then finally, I wanted to finish with a quote by someone more, we'll say popular, pop idol-wise. This person is Shakira, and I love this quotation. This says, "A good fragrance should have a certain personality that makes people identify the scent with you." A good fragrance should have a certain personality that makes people identify the scent with you. Now, I'm certain, almost, that she was referring to an actual fragrance that she was creating for probably some commercial gain. But I would like us to reflect on the fragrance of ourselves. You might have seen a movie called The Scent of a Woman, but same idea. This is the fragrance of ourselves is like a flower, is like a unique scent that's related to us. It's related to the goodness that we're putting out into the world, and it is the fragrance that comes off of us. And love is a fragrance, so a loving energy anywhere can be felt and sensed by people around us. This is the fragrance that we carry, and if we carry it regularly, not in certain situations only in my family or my organization, my company, we become related to that fragrance, which is us. It is the truth of us, no matter which situation. This is the fragrance of us. Today, I would love for you to work on the fragrance of yourself and know that you can look at identification with the whole and oneness to allow for encouragement of the world. And if we're working from that space, I believe that likely love will be flowing from you, and that is a beautiful fragrance. I wish you that fragrance today. I hope you have a fantastic day ahead, and I hope you remember, transform your mind and transform your life. Have a great day, everyone.